It was really no surprise when a signed first edition of Where the Wild Things Are sold for $25,000 on AbeBooks, just 17 days after the death of its author, Maurice Sendak. There are lots of landmark books in children's literature: Peter Pan, Wind in the Willows, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but these are all books designed to be read by a young reader. Where the Wild Things Are is a picture book and therefore has a different place in literary history. The book was published in 1963 and it announced a sea change in bedtime reading. No gentle, cuddly animals in this story. It was a rumpus with huge monsters and claws and teeth. Some American parents complained it was too scary. They didn't want kids kept awake by nightmares. But no children were complaining. Sendak's story sold and sold. Today, the book is in every parent's toolkit. Scary children's stories were nothing new in 1963, but the tales of the brothers Grimm were being Disneyfied, and children's picture books could hardly be described as a pioneering genre at the time. It had become very fashionable to make trolls toothless and dragons smoke-free. Somebody needed to put some life into children's picture books. But Sendak was always an unlikely children's book author. He had had an awful childhood and lost much of his family in the Holocaust. In interviews, he came across as a grumpy old man, and yet he seemed to understand the psyche of a young mind better than most. Wild Things isn't a one-off. Outside over there is a picture book about a baby girl who is stolen by goblins. The story was inspired by the tragic kidnapping of Charles Lindbergh's baby son. In Sendak's In the Night Kitchen, the little boy Mickey loses his pajamas and appears naked in some of the story. The nudity caused the book to be censored. But children love Sendak's stories, and today his place in bedtime history is set in stone.